Well, hello again. Welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail. We call Schrimpf here with Eric Sfiligoj. We're together yet apart.
Yes, both in the office, and I know your door is closed, so you're being antisocial, but I actually don't have a door, so I couldn't shut anything. But, anybody who's in the office and listening to us right now, probably saying, why aren't they using quieter microphones? But you know what? It is what it is.
Oh, nobody else is in the office. It's fine. Well, I don't close my door to be nice. I could talk and then you could hear me through the doorway and it would be really annoying because you hear this and that.
Yeah, the echo effect, you're right, would get rather annoying rather quickly because I'm sure there's a slight delay, sort of a la Saturday Night Live back in the days when Richard Pryor used to host and they were never quite sure what he was going to say. So they delayed everything by 5 seconds. So
you sure are old.
Yes, tell me about it.
Wow, talk about stuff I don't understand.
Okay. I think we call those our weekly videos, isn't it?
Yeah, we're both doing that. So it's an interesting week this week. We're continuing to see, we're talking about our morning, or rather the weekly meeting earlier today for our editors about the inputs and what's going on there, how it's affecting the cotton market down in our cotton grower publication people. Saw this morning that Putin is willing to release some natural gas reserves through their, I'm sure, government-owned natural gas company. So maybe there'll be some relief from everything that's happening in Europe. The crunch is there, and maybe see some relief on nitrogen pricing, but otherwise everything else is up and up and very scarce from what we continue to hear.
Yeah, and actually along those lines, Paul, I did have an item that I was sort of headlining. They always say sometimes when you get in a quandary and you're a trade magazine writer or editor, that if you turn your concept on its head, that sometimes that will work. So normally we do segments called Fun with Numbers. I guess this would be No Fun with Numbers, you would call this. Along those lines, with fertilizer prices going up and up and up, I know crop protection prices are also expected to be rising going into next year. But I actually ran across a story from our friends at Bloomberg, was talking a little bit about transportation and logistics costs and how those have fared over the last few months. According to them, the 40-foot container of product from Asia to the US to ship it here by ocean freight used to cost about $2,000. That was about a year ago. Now it's $25,000 for that same container. So you think, okay, fine, I won't be shipping by ocean. Maybe I'll go by barge down the river. Well, according to Bloomberg, barge prices have also gone through the roof recently. Right now, barge rates are 750% over tariff amounts, and they're expected by the end of October to rise to about 1,000% over tariff costs. So you think, okay, fine, ocean freight doesn't work, barges don't work, maybe I'll try rail. Well, just to update you, at the moment, rail cars are charging about $1,400 per car, which is up well over 200% from a year ago. So again, any way you slice it, if you want to ship your product around the country or across the ocean, it is going to cost mega bucks. So again, as I said, this is a No Fun with Numbers segment where wallets are opening and lots of dollars are flowing out into the transportation industry. And if you wondered, ocean container carrier companies made a profit of $15 billion in 2020. And based on the current rates this year, they're looking at maybe $100 billion profit margin for the year because of the increased prices they're able to charge here in 2021. So there you have it, Paul.
Yep, you got to have what you got to have, I guess. It's going to keep going no matter what. We were doing some traveling out in the west central Ohio weekend and hit a couple of trains coming home, and boy, they're massive. Stacked too high and going for miles. Really amazing. I think they're doing everything that they can, but it's still not proving to be enough.
Yeah, no, it's a messy situation, and I hadn't even talked about trucking because actually I couldn't find any data in the article I was looking at. But from what I understand, finding truck drivers has been a hassle this whole year and continues to be. So that's why I know there's anytime I've gone grocery shopping recently, I know there's about a half dozen things on my grocery list that are not in stock, and then there's just a sign on the empty shelf that said manufacturer shortages, we're sorry, these products will be in stock as soon as we can get them. I'm like, doesn't help me for my son's lunch this week, but okay.
Yeah, and the two weird ones are for me are coffee creamer and V8 juice.
Yeah, you're right.
What? Like what?
I know. For me, it's
I don't know.
sliced ham. I mean, I have not been able to find sliced ham in the store in a couple of weeks. So, I mean, I can buy a big old ham steak and cut it up, which is what I've been doing, but it's a heck of a lot more money that way. So, it's just not fun.
Yep, I hear you. So what else is going on?
Well, something else to mention, of course, we were talking a couple of videos ago about the fact that the harvest season is kicking off across the country and in the Midwest, of course, and we're starting to see some combines taking soybean and corn out of the field here in our home state of Ohio. But I ran across an article that said that apparently a disease called tar spot, which first cropped up in Indiana in 2015, is coming back full force, according to our friends at Purdue University. They're saying that this disease has so far where it's shown up in fields in Indiana, the yield losses are being reported to be as high as 50% among the growers that are having to deal with it. So again, as we go into harvest and folks are looking at how many bushels of corn are coming in, there's certain parts of the country where it might be a lot lower than anticipated.
Wow. Well, in case we had any doubt that the agronomists continue to be important aspect of the crop production system, yet another bit of pestilence comes along, right?
Yeah, and I know I've been working on our CropLife 100 database information, and it looks like for 2021, the herbicide and insecticide sides of the crop protection business were doing okay, but I didn't seem to notice a pronounced drop off in fungicide use. So maybe this resurgence of tar spot is a byproduct of less fungicide being applied in the Midwest. Again, we'll explore this issue as we go forward. I think our February edition of the magazine will be looking at the fungicides market. So we'll get into that a little more detail at that time.
Interesting. Well, and speaking of, I guess, opportunities for retailers to grow business, there was a release that's hot off the press. I mean, it's so hot that I haven't really had a chance to get any industry reaction, but it's worth mentioning. The Growers Edge folks launched a digital ag lending platform. And so it's a customizable platform for retailers of any size to process and manage loans quickly and efficiently, powered by the Growers Edge technology. So, going after that fintech business or financial technology, if you're not into the funky launch company acronyms, but helping to manage that aspect of it. It's been, it's something that, I guess it's one of the things that's left to kind of get the arms around for retailers from a standpoint of a kind of a one-stop shop sort of system. So we'll get a little more feel for the reaction to the industry to that next week, but it's an interesting development, something that I'm sure you'll be hearing more about if you are a retailer.
It's interesting, and it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Farmer's Edge the ones that bought commodity tag?
No, this is Growers Edge.
Oh, Growers Edge. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the naming convention got me a little confused. Okay. Fair enough.
Alrighty, sir. So I'm sure that's the end of the video and I can go away now, right?
Not quite. It's time for your favorite segment. Of course, we had unfun with numbers, but I would be remiss if I didn't have a fun with numbers segment where I get my chance to embarrass Mr. Paul. So
you'll feel free to be remiss next week.
Yes, one of these weeks when I'm on vacation or not available for a video, I'm sure you're going to celebrate long and hard on the fact that you haven't had to deal with a fun with numbers segment with me. So
Yeah, feel free to go on vacation. What's going on? What have you got?
what do I got? All right, Paul. Well, here is the number for this week, 36, and this will be a percent, 36%. And your clue is US corn. So what would you anticipate 36% might represent here as we're going through harvest season full force?
Yeah, well, I mean, you would, your immediate reaction is the yield up 36% over last year. That seems a little high. So I don't know. We'll go with that.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. You are incorrect.
Of course I am.
All right, 36%, Paul. What that number represents is, according to our friends at USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service, the ending corn stocks for as of September 1st, 2021 totaled 1.24 billion bushels. And that is down 36% from September 1st, 2020's number. So again, I know we've seen corn prices going up recently, and obviously the carryover amount is a lot lower than it was by 1/3, or more than 1/3 than it was a year ago. So that may be part of the reason we're seeing the increase. And if you're wondering, soybeans are also down 51% from September 1st, 2020 to 2021. And wheat stocks are down 18% over that same time frame. So again, for the crop that was in the carryover reserve, it is going out to places, and there is less in the carryover than was there a year ago. So
Interesting. Seems like we've had some pretty remarkable weather in the Midwest. I think that stuff is going to be coming in a hurry. I'm talking to a few folks in Illinois. They were thinking this week would be like a massive run to get the corn to the elevators as quickly as possible, and they're building corn piles as fast as they possibly can and as high as they can. It's amazing. It'll be amazing to see how the crop comes in total once this is all done. But quite, it's like another generally pretty strong year.
yeah, I think if I remember correctly, the USDA report on harvest numbers, I think that comes out at the end of your October or beginning of November. So in about 4 weeks from now or so, maybe 5, we'll probably have a report that we can share with our viewers, giving some hard numbers to what people are actually bringing in from their fields.
Very good. And how about a quick CropLife 100 update before we depart?
Yeah, well, I'm as of this morning, as the time this video airs, we will be past the due date for the CropLife 100. So it looks like I'm still going to be missing about 20 or 21 company surveys. So expect phone calls from me, folks, next week. And, it could be, Paul, I know what I've been running into, of course, this whole year is a lot of people, because of the pandemic and their ages, baby boomers like us, on the tail end of the baby boom generation, have decided to call it a career. So I know a lot of the surveys I'm sending out, I suspect, are ending up in dead email offices, so we say, so that when I call, I will probably find out that, a few of those people that never got back to me actually retired and their email accounts were never inactivated. So therefore, they just, nobody knew I was looking. So, but we will see. We'll see what kind of response I get when I start bugging people in person on the phone to give me the CropLife 100. But again, if you have a survey in your inbox and you are preparing it and will be getting it to me and don't want me to harass you with a phone call, drop me a quick email saying it's on the way. I know I already had 2 companies do that, so I won't call you then. But other than that, I'll bug you.
Very good. Yeah, please. I recommend you don't let him bug you.
Thanks, Paul. I'm just feeling the love from you today. This is great.
Oh yeah, I got an email from a retailer who was responding to something I was asking him, and his final comment was, "Good luck with fun with numbers." So like everybody's like passing the sympathy on to me.
I
Yeah.
told you one of these weeks you need to come up with a number and hit me with it. So I know you'll have to do some prep work before the video. I know you hate doing that, but give it a try, Paul. It will work once in a while.
That's not true. I'm ready usually. So unfair.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, I think we'll end it there. That's all for this edition of CropLife Retail Week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.